Hi everybody, welcome back to God's Miracle Food and Remedy channel. So today we're going to make our own homemade apple cider vinegar. So guess what ingredients we're going to need? Well, first we need apples, and they don't have to be perfect apples. A lot of people just use apple peels, scraps of the apples. You just want to remove the stems and the seeds. We have our own apple tree, so I'm using organic apples, but if you can't get organic apples, then just get a little baking soda and water and just wash them down. And I like to think that gets rid of the a certain amount of pesticides that may be on the apples. And then you're going to chop your apples, removing, let's see if I can move this a little bit. You're going to be removing the stems, okay, and the seeds. Everything else you can leave in there, okay? So then you're just going to chop up the apple and let's see, how many... Well, do 6 apples, because it's 6 apples to a quarter cup of sugar. Okay, so this is 102 ounces. All right, so I'm using 6 apples. Hang on one second. And a quarter cup of organic sugar. All right, so I'm just going to pour that in there. Quarter cup. At least, there you go. About a quarter cup. And then the third thing you'll need is water. Now, I have access to spring water. If you don't have access to spring water, you want to use the water that you're using, let it sit out overnight to let like the chemicals that your local town may put in it, just to let it purify itself. But we have access to spring water, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to continue just cutting up my apples. See if you can see here. And filling this jar up. Apple cider vinegar has such great benefits, and it's a shame that in this day and age, some of it's best to know where you're getting your apples from. So I always say go local, okay? My husband and I leave a lot of apples out free in the neighborhood. We try to share whatever abundance we have. Yes, we have a restaurant, but, we know that the Lord will provide us with more. But, yeah, I would, use local apples, and you kind of know what's going on. But still give them a rinse because, there's still chemicals in the air. But apple cider vinegar, it's going to take about 30 days to let it ferment. And you're going to stir it every day. Okay, so you just set it on the kitchen counter. You're going to grab yourself maybe a coffee filter, because the top is going to be, or a paper towel, because it's going to use the air, to become fermented. All right. So, and also apple cider vinegar, there's some other uses. People use it as a skin toner. Everyone's different, so you have to test a little bit on your skin. But I use it before I eat, a few hours before I eat. And I'll take a bit before I go to bed. Yeah, and I just love it. You can add water to it. You can add a little lemon to it if you want. I also drink it through a straw. Why? Because the acidity, you don't want that on your teeth, So that's just a little hint. I don't know. I really enjoy doing these little videos. I've come to appreciate food because I've always loved food, but since my husband we have a restaurant and he grows it, I just really, you know, from seed. I've just over the last 15 years, I just have such an appreciation for it. And being a doctor, I have always referenced my patients to use food. That's why I do this channel. And, you know, because food is the best medicine, right? Of course, we have medications for certain emergencies, but overall, food is pretty powerful. So I just really enjoy doing these. So if you, I hope it inspires you to look into food, and maybe if you're going through some things, you can be inspired to do your own little channel. You know, people like, there's all different personalities out there, but you want to do something that makes you happy and learn about foods. If you have kids or dogs, or you're going through a health issue and maybe food helped you and you have an interest, it's just so relaxing to me to do these little videos. I just thought I'd share that and inspire y'all out there. Okay, so I did 6 apples, and I'm going to do a 1/4 cup. Oh, well, first I'm going to pour in my water. Okay. And I'm just going to pour it right to here. That's it. Because when you do the fermentation process, it stirs it up. Okay. All right. And then I have a wooden spoon, pretty long one. And now I'm going to put my sugar, organic sugar. And you just stir away. So what you're going to do is you're going to see this every day change a little bit. And you have to stir it so it doesn't get really funky and get funguses and things like that, okay? So just keep stirring it in the morning and in the evening, okay? And you may notice, okay, that's good. So what's going to happen is now I'm going to set this on your kitchen counter, okay? And I use a rubber band, and not that rubber band. I use a rubber band that goes over the top, like this. Okay, so it's really important that it gets the air so it can start, the process of, working with it, forming the yeast and fermentation. Now, as you are stirring this every day, I do it in the morning and I do it in the evening. I just set it on my counter. You may notice that it may get kind of real drippy, right? Or just fall down. That's when you want to get another 1/4 cup of sugar and add that in, okay? If you're new at doing this, you can play around with it, whatever you feel comfortable with. But, you kind of want it to look active, all right? And you only fill the water up to here because this can foam up. Because it's yeast, it's alive, the yeast and the fermentation. So just be mindful of that, okay? So don't fill it all the way up to the top or anything. I stopped way below the neck, alrighty? And, I'm just going to set this over on my kitchen counter. And then twice a day in the morning and the evening, I'm going to give it a stir. And if it starts to look like it's kind of not active, kind of dulling down, you can add another 1/4 cup of organic sugar. And then you let it sit for 30 days. All right. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you get as much wonderful uses out of it for your hair, for your skin as a toner, and of course for the digestion. Thank you so much. I love you. God loves you. Share the video and have a great day.